Hi everyone, and thank you for joining again. In this video I will show you how you can make this cute little backpack here. It is done in honeycomb stitch. It has a flat bottom, flat sides that are bent to the inside, and a little top handle. There you can see it. For this backpack we use this yarn here. So let me show you all the details. And as usual, please check out the video description for all the material details. We start the pattern with 34 chain stitches. And then starting in the second chain from the hook, we work single crochet all the way back. Since we start in the second chain from the hook, it's 33 single crochet for the first row. This is how the first row looks like, so there's nothing special here, just one row single crochet. At the end of the row we chain one, turn around and make another row single crochet. Now you go on like this until the end of the row, then chain one again, and row number 3 is also single crochet all the way back. This is how it looks like after 3 rows. And in row number 4 we start our pattern. So I chained one here, we turn around, and the pattern always starts and ends with a single crochet. Now the next stitch will also be a single crochet, but we poke in between these two horizontal loops here. So poke in there, yarn under, bring the yarn to the front and up to the edge, and close the stitch. Then make a single crochet again, and we repeat what we just did. We poke in there, yarn under, pull the thread to the front and up to the edge, and close the stitch. Single crochet again, and again poke in between the two horizontal loops here, yarn under, pull the thread to the front and up to the edge, and close the stitch. This is how it looks like. And on the other side, you have to make sure that the threads are placed next to each other and look like a V. And in this way you go on until the end of the row. So this is the later back side. Then I chained one here already. Turn around to the front side where we have the V's. And now we make the front side pattern. That means we always make as much single crochet as are necessary to bring the thread between the V's. Because we now work below the neighboring threads here. Pull the thread below them, bring it to the edge, and close the stitch. This is how it should look like. Then again, single crochet, and you're again in the middle of two neighboring V's, which means you work below the neighboring threads. Then again, a single crochet. And this is again how you go on until the end of the row. This is our first front row pattern. And as you can see, we start and end the row in the same way with 2 single crochet. Then chain 1 for the turn around. And now, as I said, every row starts with a single crochet. Then the next stitch is right above the pull through stitch from the previous row, so we make a next single crochet here. And now we are in the middle of the 2 pull through stitches, and here you can see again the horizontal loops, which means we poke in there. This is where our hook has to appear on the front side. And we work the back side pattern. Then again, the next stitch is right above. This is how it should look on the front. Then again, the next stitch is right above a pull through stitch of the previous row, which means we make a single crochet here. And then again, 2 horizontal loops in the middle of the 2 pull through stitches where we work our backside pattern. And again, this is how you go on until the end of the row. This is our back side, and also on the back side we start and end the row in the same way, which means that we make 2 single crochet here. chain 1 again for the turn around, and now we again make as many single crochets as we need to bring our thread between the first two V's. So for this row we need 1, 2, and 3 single crochet, and the next stitch is in the middle of the two V's. So here you make the front side pattern. Now we have another look at the backside pattern again. I chained 1 here already, turn around, then every row starts with a single crochet, and now, as you can see, the next stitch there is no pull through stitch below it, which means the pull through stitch starts here already. So this is where the hook has to appear on the front side, next to the V. This row is the same like the first backside row that we made. And again a pull through stitch. And now on the front side again, you would make 1, 2 single crochet, then you are in the middle of the two V's and you are on the front side pattern again. In total, I made 40 rows here. And now we will start with the bottom of our backpack. I already chained 1 here. And we will now work single crochet and start the first row in the back loop only. This is how you poke in. And single crochet, and again back loop only, single crochet, back loop only, and single crochet. In this way you will see that the bottom bends to the side. Here you can see the nice edge. And we go on. I chained one already. And the next rows will be single crochet again, but we poke in the normal way, which means we poke in below both loops. In total, I made 16 rows for the bottom. I already chained one here. And now we want to go on with the back side and the flap of the backpack, which means the back side has to be bent up again, so that we work back loop only again for the first row. Here you can see how it's bending up again. And now we will make 2 rows single crochet where we work below both loops. So in total we have 3 rows here, and we start with our honeycomb pattern again, which means we make 1 single crochet and then poke in between the horizontal loops and work the backside pattern. In total, for the backside and flap, I made 68 rows and added 1 row single crochet. Now, if you would like to check if you like the basic shape of your backpack, the easiest way is to place some heavy books in it to keep the bottom flat, and then you can drape your backpack around them like this. So this is the shape it will have. If you like the shape, you can just cut the thread pull it through and then just sew it in. Now we will have to make the side panels, and I already fixed the first side here. And another thing I already did is that I sew on plastic canvas to the bottom. I used one layer of plastic canvas, but if you plan to carry heavier things, you might add 2 layers of plastic canvas. Now for the sides, I started with 16 chains, made 15 single crochet per row and 36 rows in total. I already cut the thread and pulled it through. Have a long tail here, and now I will use my darning needle to sew it on. If you adjust the size of the backpack, the side panel of course has to be as wide as the bottom and as high as the front. Now place the 2 parts like this, and I try to get a clear view of the loops here. I will use these upper loops here, and between them you can see 2 of these lower loops. Which of these lower loops you use actually doesn't matter. Just see which one you can reach better. And now I just poke in below the first upper loop here, and pull the thread through. Then poke in one of the lower loops, bring it back to the single crochet of the side part, like this. Then poke in the next single crochet, and below the upper loop of the bottom. And now you can perfectly see how it looks like when you poke through the thread, because if it's too difficult to pull the needle through the loop, then you didn't poke below the loop but through the thread, and then you just pull it back out and try again. So, but I think you could see what I mean here. Just poke in through this single crochet, and then use upper and lower loops and just go back and forth to sew this side part together. Now on the sides, the side panel also have the upper and lower loops. Here they are now placed next to each other, so I would work these 2, then go back through the lower loops, then use the upper loops again, and so on. So as I said, here they are placed next to each other, but normally the V-stitch is a little higher than a single crochet, so it might be that it changes. Then you just use the neighboring loops. So you do that for the whole side part here, and then cut a new part of the thread and sew this side together as well. Now this is how your backpack should look like. These are our side panels. This is the opening. I haven't weaved in my threads yet. And now we will attach the hardware. Therefore, you just push the lock on the side of the flap, on the edge of the flap. Then quickly check if it's positioned in the middle. And then you have the little screws here. There's the screwdriver, and then you have these little screws here, and the screwdriver is magnetic. So as you can see, the screw holds to the screwdriver, and you can just fix the lock like this. Then grab the next one and fix it. And the next one. Now for the lower part, hold the flap like it will be positioned when the backpack is closed. Then take the lower part and check like this where the proper position of it is. Then poke it through the backpack with these little metal spikes, and on the inside you place this little metal plate around the spikes, and then just bend them around. I have to do it off camera. This is how it looks like then. And the top handle, again, place it on the flap, roughly in the place where it's supposed to be. Not roughly, in the place where it's supposed to be, in the middle. In the best case, take the measure if it's really in the middle. And then you can see the screw here. Just fix it like this. And then take the next screw And this is how the top handle is fixed. There you can see my reflection. Now for the D-rings, you can either sew on one D-ring in the middle of the backpack or two D-rings that are placed like this. If you use one or two D-rings for the upper part, totally depends on how much weight you would like to carry in the backpack. And then you just sew it on very well with many stitches, because the D-rings will carry all the weight of your backpack. And here you can see how I just poke around them and sew them on. Like this. Again, I poked through the thread, which is why I can't pull out the end of the yarn. So please just imagine that I pulled it through. But I think you can see what I mean here. You just sew around this little, how do you call it? The little D-ring part there. And then you sew on the other D-rings as well. This is how your D-rings look like then. And personally, I like to use my chains here. But again, if you like to carry more weight with your backpack, you might choose wider options here, because a chain might hurt your shoulders if you carry more weight than I do. And that's it. This is your new backpack. I hope you liked the tutorial. If yes, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel.